This is the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Hello, I am here to share with you the profound lineage that connects us to the very roots of our faith, and one of those roots is found in the first chapter of the Gospel of Matthew, which lays out the family tree of Jesus, tracing back through generations. It is a story that not only tells us where Jesus came from, but also reveals the rich tapestry of history that led to his birth. So let's embark on this journey through time as we explore Matthew chapter 1. In the beginning, we start with Abraham, the father of many nations. God made a covenant with Abraham, promising that through him, all nations would be blessed. And from Abraham, we see the line continue through Isaac, his son, who was born to Sarah in her old age. Isaac then fathered Jacob, who was later named Israel, and from him came the 12 tribes that would form the nation of Israel. Each name in this lineage carries with it a story, a legacy, and a purpose. Now let's pause for a moment to reflect on the significance of these names. Each individual mentioned in this genealogy played a crucial role in the unfolding narrative of God's plan for humanity. From Jacob, we move to Judah, one of his sons, who became the ancestor of King David. Judah's line is particularly important as it is through this lineage that we find the promise of a king who would reign forever. And speaking of David, he is a pivotal figure in this genealogy. David, the shepherd boy who became king, is known for his heart after God. He united the tribes of Israel and established Jerusalem as the capital. From David, we see the lineage continue through Solomon, his son, who was renowned for his wisdom and wealth. Solomon's reign was marked by peace and prosperity, and he built the magnificent temple in Jerusalem, a place where God's presence would dwell among his people. As we continue through the generations, we encounter a series of kings who ruled over Israel and Judah. Some were righteous, following in the footsteps of David, while others turned away from God, leading the people into darkness. Names like Rehoboam, Abijah, and Asa remind us of the highs and lows of Israel's history. Each king's reign had its own challenges and triumphs, shaping the nation's identity and relationship with God. Eventually, we reach the time of the Babylonian exile, a significant turning point in Israel's history. The people of Judah were taken captive, and the temple was destroyed. Yet even in this dark time, God's promise remained. The genealogy continues through Jeconiah, who was taken into exile, reminding us that God's plan was still at work, even when circumstances seemed bleak. After the exile, we see the return of the people to Jerusalem, led by figures like Zerubbabel. This period marked a time of restoration and rebuilding, both physically and spiritually. The lineage continues through a series of names that may not be as familiar, but each one contributes to the unfolding story of redemption. Finally, we arrive at the climax of this genealogy, the birth of Jesus Christ. Matthew writes, "And Jacob begot Joseph, the husband of Mary, of whom was born Jesus, who is called Christ." This moment is the fulfillment of centuries of prophecy and promise. Jesus, born of a virgin, is the culmination of God's plan to redeem humanity. He is the Messiah, the Savior who would come to reconcile us to God. As we reflect on Matthew chapter 1, we see that this genealogy is not just a list of names. It is a testament to God's faithfulness throughout history. Each name represents a story of struggle, triumph, and ultimately, Hope.it reminds us that God works through ordinary people to accomplish his extraordinary purposes. In closing, let us remember the significance of this lineage. It connects us to our spiritual heritage and reminds us that we are part of a larger story, a story of redemption that continues to unfold today. Just as God was faithful to his promises in the past, we can trust that he will be faithful to us in the present and future. So, as we reflect on the genealogy of Jesus, let us celebrate the rich history that has brought us to this moment. May we be inspired by the faith of those who came before us and encouraged to live out our own part in this ongoing story of grace and redemption. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Matthew chapter 1.